Greetings everyone, and welcome to my Python course. Today we are going to talk about strings in Python. Strings are like digital characters, letters, numbers, or symbols. Strings must be inside double or single quotes, same as we said in the last video. As for example, when we make name equal to Sarah, here Sarah must be in a single or double quotes like name equal to Sarah or name equal to Sarah. But for example, what if we say that x equal to 21? For example, x equal to 21. But we put the 21 inside a double quotes. Let's execute it. Now, is x an integer or an string? As we know also from the last video that the numbers are integers or floats. But here we put the number between quotes. So as we learned, let's check the type of this x. And as also we know that in order to know type in Python, we have to check it with the type function. So let's print type and then x. And here we execute or run that code with shift enter. And here we have it. The type is a string, not an integer. Here we have the number 21 is a string because we put it between quotes. So any character between two quotes in Python will consider it as a string. And in order to make it clear, let's try to make addition operation. So for example, x here equals 21. So let's write x plus 5. We get a type error. Since x is a string, not an integer or float, then I cannot add 5 to it and treat it as an integer. But if we assign x equal 20, for example, and we add 5, Python returns 25. So x equal 20, and then we write x plus 5, then we get 25. Just to remember, we can make augmented assignment. So for example, x equal 20, and then we write x plus equal 5, and then print x. Here is 25. Now let's talk about immutability in strings. Strings in Python are immutable. This means that once a string is created, its content cannot be changed directly. As we explained before in integers and floats, we cannot modify individual characters of a string after it has been created. And instead, any operation that appears to modify a string actually creates a new string with the desired changes. Let's make an example in order to understand. For example, the original string, you assign its value to hello world. And now let's create another string called another string. And we make its value to original string. So original string. Now let's try to modify the original string. So for example, original underscore string equal to I world instead of hello world. And then let's try to print the original string and the another string. Print original string. Now I want to print the text, so I put it between quotes of the original string, and then comma, and then I want to print the original string value. And also I want to print the other string, another string, for example, comma, and then another underscore string. And here we have it, the original string, which is hi world, after we change it. But the another string is still hello world. In this example, the original string initially holds the value hello world. When we assign the value of original string to another string, both variables reference the same string object. Later, we change the value of original string to a hi world, a new string object is created to hold the modified value. However, another string still references the original string object and its value remains unchanged. This demonstrates the immutability of strings. When we want to change the content of a string, a new string object is created, and any variable pointing to the original string remain unaffected. If strings were mutable, then changing the original string would indeed affect the value of another string, since they both would be referencing the same string object. However, in reality, strings are immutable in Python. This means that when we reassign a string variable like original string, a new string object is created to hold the modified value, and the existing string, which another string still references, remains unchanged. Now let's talk about some string manipulations. Let's create a variable named message and assign its value to hello world. A message equal to hello world. Now that we know what strings are, let's explore how we can manipulate them using some useful string functions. These functions are like tools that let us easily modify and work with strings, just as builder needs various tools to construct a house. A programmer uses these functions to shape and manage strings. Now let's get started. The first function is the len function. By using the len function, we can determine the length of the string stored in message variable. The len function returns the number of characters in the string, and this value is assigned to the variable length. Note, anything inside the quotes is considered as character, even the spaces. Let's create a variable called length. We assign its value to len, which is len function, and hello world, which is message. And then let's print length. We got 11. Now let's count the number of characters in order to check H, E, L, L, O, and these are 5. Space is 1 equals 6, and then world equals 5. W, O, R, L, D. So it's 11 characters. Now, what if we want to convert the letters inside the message string into capital letters? By using the .upper method on the message string, this method converts all characters inside the string to uppercase and returns the modified string. The result is assigned to the variable uppercase and returns the modified string. Let's create a variable called uppercase, and we assign its value to message.upper, which is upper method. So uppercase equal to message.upper and then parentheses. Now let's print uppercase. We got hello world, but as capital letters, and as we know before, we can change the name of uppercase into any name. Unicorn, monkey, elephant, potatoes, anything. For example, potato equal to message.upper and then print potato. We got also hello world in capital letters, and oppositely, the lower method to convert the all capital letters into small letters. This method converts all characters in the string to lowercase and returns the modified string. Example, let's create a variable and we call it lowercase, for example, and then we assign it to potato.lower. As we know, potato is capital letter, and now let's print lowercase. Here we have it, hello world, and the all capital letters in potato are converted into small letters. Not only that, but we have other functions and methods that we can use. For example, can use replace. Replace is to replace a word and convert it to other word. Let's make an example to understand. Example, message.replace. And here I want to change, instead of hello, I want to make it a ciao and then world. So it will be ciao world. So replace hello and make it ciao. Then I want to make this new message and then print new message. I got a chat word. So replace function converts any word into other word. We also has a split, which splits the sentences into a list of words. For example, let's make a sentence equal to, and we make it my name is bioinformatics, and then words equal to sentence dot split, and then print words. My name is bioinformatics, but in more than one string, it's between brackets. When the strings are between brackets, this is called list. So a list in Python is one string or more in a brackets. So I have mine and name and is and bioinformatics. So what does a split function does? A split function splits the sentence into different words based on the space. So after my there is a space, then we put my alone. And after name there is a space, so we put name alone in a different string. And so on in all of the other words. But for example, if we put my name in one word without spaces, it will be only 3 strings instead of 4 inside this list. Let's try. I got my name in one string, and is alone, and bioinformatics is alone. Surprisingly, in Python, we can perform addition and multiplication with the strings. Regarding addition with strings, the addition operator plus sign is used for concatenating strings together. For example, string 1 equal hello, and string 2 equal world. Sentence equal to string 1 plus string 2. As we can see, the plus operator in this context is used to combine the contents of string 1 and string 2 into a new string sentence. And for multiplication with strings, the multiplication operator can be used with a string and an integer. When we multiply a string by an integer, it repeats the string multiple times. For example, word equal to Python. Then word times 3. Then print repeated. As we can see, Python printed Python, Python, Python. In this case, the multiplication operator repeats the string word 3 times to create repeated. It's important to note that these operations are defined specifically for strings in Python. They can be very useful for tasks such as building repeated patterns, creating formatted output, or constructing longer strings from shorter ones. However, we should be cautious when mixing different types with these operators, as Python might not perform the operations we expect in such cases. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If yes, then please don't forget to subscribe to our channel, hit the like button, share the video, and leave your comment under the comment section. Until next time, happy analyzing.